Israel. Learn English podcast with שפות-שלי, the world's best language school. Let's go.
ברוכים הבאים לפודקאסט של שפות-שלי, בית ספר לאנגלית ושפות נוספות. שבוע טוב לכולם, I'm אריאל. I'm back for another exciting episode with Josh. How are you, Josh?
I'm wonderful. How are you, Ariel?
I'm doing good. It's been a busy week. It's been a busy week, a great week, a fun week. We've had a lot of lessons, new students, courses. How have things been by you, Josh?
Things have been okay. Just regular routine, running a lot, enjoying life.
Nice. That's always
Eating a lot of meat.
that's always good for the summer. Keeping fit, keeping strong. Zona tova.
Staying fit. Actually, I had a student ask me what fit meant. What does it mean to be fit? Because to fit means like להיות מתאים, למשהו, באופן פיזי. But it also means להיות בכושר טוב.
מאוד בכושר טוב. אז אם אומרים למישהו, יש איזה, there's another connotation, יש עוד קונוטציה לזה.
Fit.
She's fit, או he's fit.
He's fit, of course.
שזה גם, הוא נראה טוב, או הוא נראה טוב, במובן החתיכי, במובן הפיזי. So fit can have three meanings. אחד, להתאים, right, to fit something.
Yeah.
שתיים, fit, להיות בכושר.
Yeah.
ושלוש, וזה fit, זה בעצם להגיד שמישהו יפה, יפה תואר, נראה חתיך.
The two last ones, השניים האחרונים, אלה תוארים.
There, yeah, adjective. All right. So good to see you guys, hear you guys, our listeners. We can't hear you or see you, but you guys are going to be hearing and listening to us. אם זה הפעם ראשונה כאן אצלנו, אז you guys are welcome to go through כל הפרקים שלנו בספוטיפיי. יש לנו פרקים בכל הרמות, מרמה של ממש שג'וש מתחיל עם ABC, איך לבטאות אותם, עד לרמות של דקדוק, אחרי זה כל מיני דברים של צמיחה עצמית, personal growth, many interesting different podcasts and different subjects that we went through.
Yeah.
And today's episode is going to deal with slang. סלנג אמריקאי, קצת סלנג אנגלי אולי, ואנחנו נעבור על כל מיני דברים שאנחנו משתמשים ביום יום, בחלקם לא, ואולי גם קצת סלנג שרץ היום בטיק טוק, אם יש לכם ילדים.
The modern slang, actually. זה לא רק בטיק טוק, זה אצל הילדים. זה באמת מה שילדים סתם אומרים, או אני גם חושב שזה חלק מהבדיחה, אבל...
אוקיי. אז כמה מילים עלינו, לפני שאנחנו יוצאים לדרך. We are שפות-שלי. שפות-שלי is a language school, one of the best, not one of the best, the best in Israel. We teach all different types of courses here, from beginner, מרמת מתחילים עד רמה מתקדמת. אנחנו מלמדים גם עוד 9 שפות, another line languages. רוב הצוות שלנו, אני חושב שכל המורים אצלנו מדברים יותר משפה אחת, שזה מאוד מאוד מיוחד. כמובן, מעבר לעברית אנגלית, כולם מדברים עוד שפה נוספת, ויש לנו גם מורים שמדברים 5-6 שפות.
Wow.
So, that's amazing. So it's pretty fun. אם אתם מעוניינים לשמוע פרטים לגבי הקורסים שלנו כאן, לרכוש אנגלית מדוברת, צרו איתנו קשר ב-053-550-1976, אנחנו זמינים גם בוואטסאפ. All right, so once you got the promo out the way, let's get down to business. Slang, let's get down to business. That's slang? No, that is just a bitui.
To get down to business is a bitui, but it's like slang, actually. But it's more from, I think, the 90s, maybe, like a little bit earlier.
Saying it's old man slang.
So something I wanted to comment about, which is really interesting, I heard this, I believe, in a discussion on a YouTube video covering languages in general. But something that's very unique is that when you leave a country or when you go to a country, the language that you learn is the language that's spoken at the time. Now, obviously, that's kimuvan me'alav. But if you really think about it, if you are an Israeli family and you leave Israel to live in America for a couple of years, right? Your kids will be stuck. הילדים היו תקועים בזמן לגבי השפה עברית, העברית המודרנית. They'll be stuck with the slang that's used. חיים שלי כפרה, whatever they're using at
that time. Okay.
And when they come back to Israel in 10 years, it'll actually be their dialect will be slightly different because slang is always evolving. Now, personally, I don't live in America anymore. I live in Israel. I've been here for a pretty long time now. Almost over half a decade, right? So because of that, slang in English is also foreign to me, actually. Obviously, אנחנו רואים את זה בטיק-טוק ושומעים את זה אולי בפודקאסטים או בסרטונים, אבל אנחנו לא חיים את זה. When we don't live it, we don't actually hear it day to day. So this is actually also kind of interesting for us because it's like, זה כמו אנחנו גם לומדים משהו חדש היום.
It's like getting updated with the latest language, the latest street terms, the latest terms.
Because in a way, we as English speakers are in a diaspora. אנחנו בתוך גלות. גלות אנגלית, נכון? Because we don't live in an English-speaking country, but we still speak English for our job and communicate and stuff. So, yeah.
But what keeps you up to date, I think, and what at least keeps me up to date with the slang?
Media.
The media channels, applications, the TikTok. I mean, how many hours a day do you spend on TikTok?
I don't have TikTok. Actually, my sister sent me a video from TikTok. שלחה לי הודעה מטיקטוק.
הודעה של סרטון.
קישור, כן. And נכנסתי, and every time I wanted to play it, רציתי לראות, and it said download TikTok. And I said, no, not today, China. לא היום.
No, China, no.
לא היום, Xi Jinping, I'm sorry. So I ended up saying, it sounds like an interesting video, but I didn't see it.
And that's why your slang is outdated.
Yeah.
I'm well into TikTok, and my rizzing is...
Your brain is completely rotten.
Rotten brain. I'm on TikTok at least 1 hour a day. 1 hour a day of TikTok every day. I'm in love with TikTok. I'm deep into the Chinese brainwash. Brainwash, total brainwash. Okay, as it's a good way to disconnect. Yeah. What I can tell you is that it's addictive. It's such a time consumer. It's such a sinkhole.
Yeah.
מה זה sinkhole בעברית?
חור של... זה...
משהו שוקע כאילו.
אבומת חול שאפשר לטבול.
זה כמו חור באדמה שאתה שוקע בפנים. Sinkhole. Sink in it. Yeah, it is. Have you ever seen one?
No, but אני חושב על זה, as a child, it was something that I knew about. Quicksand.
Quicksand, yeah.
Again, it's like what a weird fear to have as a child, especially because it doesn't really exist anymore in America. Most places you don't see it.
I think you need like a swamp or bots. I've been in a few areas where I've been like in deep mud, especially in Africa. I've been in a bit of a muddy situation.
Yeah.
I come out almost being sunk into the mud. Okay, so we're not going to get into deep notes about my African experience. We are going to talk today, אנחנו נדבר היום על slang. As kick us off, Josh. Tell me what slang.
All right, so we're going to start off with a word that I actually knew of. I think it started to come like into the lexicon right as I came to Israel about 5 years ago. But it was something definitely that existed before. We just didn't have a word for it. I was talking about this with my brother. This has to do with relationships. When you're younger, it's a little bit confusing when you meet a girl that you like. Mm-hmm. Some people don't know how to go about it. מה זה to go about it? איך
לגשת לזה.
Get מה גישה נכונה, right? Mm-hmm. And people who don't do it the right way, they do the appeasing route usually. To appease is like
לפייס,
and כזה, to be very
חמוד מדי.
חמוד, pick me, as they say, as they would call a simp. A simp, which is קיצור the simple, and it's not, you can be very complicated. אפשר להיות מורכב.
Okay.
But it basically just means that you'll do anything for the affirmation or the ביקורת טובה. אפשר להגיד,
לקבל פידבק טוב.
Feedback טוב from your crush.
So I want to tell you something, like when I was a single man.
Yeah. Did you ever simp?
Never. I was definitely not a simp. Definitely had my A game going.
I think we didn't have the lexicon in our lexicon, and we'd have the cultural. I mean, neither did you, but I don't have an excuse. But I think I may have simped.
You in Israel? Was simped?
No, not in Israel.
But in America?
When I was younger.
Never.
Very naive.
One thing I knew, like honestly, I knew this like as a natural human instinct. We're talking about this like natural animal instinct.
Yeah.
Don't be a simp.
Don't be a no.
But I'll tell you what happens. Let me tell you the other side of the coin. This is pretty upsetting. You can go through your entire youth not being a simp, having your A game, like you have a much more tough dove, but then you get married. Now I found myself like a total simp.
Be careful. You're walking to a land.
And I'm just an appeasement. I'm just like
to a field of land.
Like,
dude, be careful.
Trying to like only appease, be happy and everything. But it's good. I'm a happy simp.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
don't call yourself a simp. You're the alpha male.
The alpha male, but a simp.
Yeah.
Don't forget. Once you're married, you become a simp.
The alpha simp.
So if you're single, don't be a simp. That's a motto. If you're married, maybe a bit of a simp is good for the relationship.
Honestly, I'm not going to comment. Just All right, so moving on, we have another term that I actually it did exist. It had a reoccurrence, which is yeet. Have you heard of the word yeet?
No. How do you spell that even?
Yeet.
I've heard it, dude. I actually heard it the other day. I don't even know what that means.
Yeet.
What does it mean?
So I remember in high school in America, there would be a thing where if like a student had to leave the classroom or let's say throw something out or do something sudden, they would say the word yeet as they did it. And it could be, I think, maybe from a video game. I'm not sure the actual origin of it, but it basically means to lizrok or to throw, to do something very sudden. And it can be a verb too, like he yeeted out of there. Ubaraf ma'od maher. He yeeted out of there.
So if we use the two words that we learned today, he went on a date, behaved like a simp, and she yeeted the hell out of there.
Exactly. She yeeted the hell. Exactly. The hell out.
All right, cool. We're going to try to use a little bit of the slang that Josh is using, create some sentences fully in slang. I'll see if we can get that.
No cap. All right. So that brings us on to the next one, which is the term no cap.
Okay.
What's a no cap? All right. So this was, again, slang that kind of קצת לתוך הלקסיקון אחריי עזבתי את הארץ דווקא לגבי המערב התיכון בארצות הברית, the Chicago area. But no cap.
מערב התיכון? Like western...
The Midwest.
מערב התיכון. Nice.
The Midwest.
I love the translation.
It's the דווקא ההפך מהמזרח התיכון.
Okay.
The DNC is happening right there too in Chicago. The DNC primaries. Maybe it's already over now.
Who's going to win, by the way? It's off topic. Who's going to win the US elections?
I think that
if you had to bet your life for that, go for it.
That deserves a different podcast.
Different part, but you don't have a...
I think that it's going to be very close.
It's going to be close?
Without saying names, it could turn out catastrophic for the country.
For which country?
If our country, or both Israel and America.
You think so?
If things go one of two ways. Yeah.
Which way is that?
Let's not talk. Let's save it for a different time.
Okay.
No cap, I am concerned.
All right, so give us the breakdown. What is no cap?
No cap just means that I am telling you the truth. Bli sheker. No cap. That's what.
No, bli sheker.
Bli sheker.
Okay.
Absolutely. Okay. So, I thought maybe that we could talk about something that also existed, which is, it's been a word for a while now, which is low key. We've spoken about it on the podcast. What does low key mean?
Low key means you want to keep something silent, hush hush, quiet.
Low key. Now, there's a word sometimes in Hebrew, and I'm trying to think in Hebrew what the word is, but it's like, actually, I do know what the word is in Hebrew. What do we say when we want to basically say something frankly? This is how I feel.
Dogri in Hebrew, I mean.
Okay, I was thinking of toughless. Toughless, right? So modern day...
Yeah, toughless is very like... it's very, I think...
Is it?
No, it's used like a lot of also in religious people use it a lot. I think it's toughless.
Toughless.
Yeah. It's a very like Yiddish way of saying things. Toughless. Toughless. You're a good Yiddish boy, Josh.
You're a good Yid.
You're a good Yid, Josh. A good Ashkenazi Yid as far as I can see. Toughless.
I'm bussin'. But the idea is we say high key, which is the opposite of low key. So low key is like a low key on a piano, the kaftor namuch ala center. But it's the actual key is the thing you press on the maftach. And then the high key is the highest one. It's the
highest note.
It's the most chad, I guess, the most piercing, I would say, in sound. And high key is when you're stating an opinion that you want everyone to know because you're saying it frankly.
High key?
High key.
So, okay, so בוא שנייה נעביר את זה לצופים שלו. אם אני רוצה להגיד משהו low key, אני רוצה לשמוע משהו quiet, סודי. Keep it down.
אתה אומר לי משהו שאתה מצפה שאני לא אגיד את זה לאחר.
Let's say it like this. Let's say I'm sharing you the big secret and tell you שפות-שלי is the best school in Israel. So
אתה אומר את זה low key?
Low key, no, it should be high key.
It should be high key. I should אמרת את זה.
Okay, but saying that I behave like a simp sometimes, it should be low key. It should be not for this podcast.
So we did skip a word. Let's go back to that actually. Can't believe we skipped this. We are going to talk about a very interesting one. Okay. And this comes from, first of all, a rapper that many people know. His name is a candy. Do you know which rapper's name comes from a candy? It's a chocolate candy.
Chocolate candy.
It's very small, bite-sized pieces in different colors.
I'm intrigued now. I'm trying to think. Little candy.
Little candy. You buy a bag, and there's a bunch of different like pebbles.
You talking about like M&Ms?
M&M.
Oh, I got it, bro. I got it. I'm hot today.
Yeah,
smoking hot. This is good.
Yeah, you're on a roll.
Okay,
so the word that we're going to talk about is a stan.
Mm-hmm.
A stan. Well, it comes from the Eminem has a song about a crazy fan.
Ryan, he calls him Stan. Remember that.
And actually, it's really funny. I had a lesson last night, and we ended up looking at this song together. I had a student that was very curious about it because he said we were talking about nostalgia, and this song came up, and he said, I never actually looked at the lyrics, but every time I hear my tea's gone cold and I wonder, and every time he hears that, he feels nostalgic about his youth. And so I was like, well, do you want to add a little bit of flavor to that and understand what the song is about? And it's a very well-crafted song, but it's basically about a crazy fan who's obsessed with Eminem and is writing him all the time. And at the end of the story, he does something very bad, which we mustn't say on the podcast, but he
always spilled the beans on it.
As they say on TikTok, actually, he unalives himself.
He unalives himself. Okay. And is that a real story?
I don't think it's a real story.
How do you know? There's some things about Eminem that you can't tell what you know.
I'm pretty sure because, there are so many urban legends out there that it would have been something more spoken about. Think about it.
It's a fallacy.
Fallacy. That's not slang.
That's not slang. But what does fallacy mean?
Something לא נכון.
Something שכאילו מיסטי כזה, בכאילו, אולי. The fake.
Fake, yeah.
Yeah, fallacy, fake.
Yeah.
All right, and what's a fallacy?
I don't know. What is it?
I don't know either. Just throwing words. All right, let's get to the next difficult part of this slang.
Yes. All right. So this is going to be the last one that I have before we're going to go over to your British slang and Anglo-Saxon slang. But this is something that I experienced recently, actually. And obviously, we've spoken, I think, before about NPCs. What is an NPC?
No,
non-playable character, right? You're out in public, you see someone, and they seem very basic. They're doing their own thing. They're in their routine. And even though we all know that we're all humans, from your perspective, seeing this person, it's as though they're not really a person. They're just a computer, right? They're part of the scenery, moving around, doing their own thing. NPC. Yeah.
All right. Now, you shared one, and that's a nice one.
But I wanted to talk about the one that I was coming to, which is called main character. So the main character, what is main character in Hebrew?
שחקן הראשי.
כן. So the main character and
הדמות הראשית אולי.
דמות ראשי, we have something called main character energy. אנרגיה וייבים של מישהו שהוא דמות הראשי.
מגניב.
As what does it mean is sometimes when you're in public, you'll see a lot of people, everyone blends together. People look very much more the same.
Mm-hmm.
And then one person will stand out. Maybe they're very tall. Maybe they're very short. Maybe they dress very strangely. They're holding a surfboard or something that you don't see other people doing.
Okay.
And clearly they're on a mission. They're going somewhere. They're going to do something. They have a purpose. And oftentimes when we meet them, they usually do have a purpose. So they have this energy about them. That
the main character, that's not, it's true. That's actually very true.
Yeah.
My question to you is like this. Could an NPC be a main character?
Well, that's, I think, the reality of living in life. And that's the beauty of life, is that everyone, even the most boring looking person who is an NPC, is the main character of their life, right?
Right.
Or at least I hope so,
But could he be, would you say that, could he be pointed out as a main character? An NPC by nature, could he be pointed out as a main character? He could be. I don't know. Could be. Depends how NPC is. Everything is about extremes nowadays. If it's very extreme, yeah. All right. Let's talk about one or two. You mentioned one about a few from TikTok last week.
Yeah.
You mentioned something called Riz, which is nice. I think we should go over it again. And skibbity toilet, I don't even know what that means.
I don't know what skibbity means.
All right, but let's talk about the Riz. Riz, you claim that it comes from charisma, right? Okay, so in the short, it's called Riz. I've seen a couple of a lot of little videos. יש הרבה סרטונים בטיקטוק שגבר ניגש לכל מיני נשים and tries to talk them up. It's called rizzing.
Let me rizz you up.
They may rizz you up, and it's this sort of
when you say riz, you also give your mog. M-O-G. Your mog is when you give your most masculine-looking face. You may, like, אני אומר, like, תעשה כזה פרצוף כמו דג, נכון? like, פרצוף נשיקה כזה.
Duck face? A duck face? Or dog face? Oh, dad.
Fish. Like a fish face.
Like fish face? Okay.
But then you do it half. Hetzi clutch, and then you have your riz face. And they don't see it, but I'm rizzing Ariel really hard right now. Mogging Ariel. Sorry, that's the word. Mogging is to make the face.
Okay, now, before we get done for today, this has been fun. Do you want to like basically just share with us, because you're a bit of a younger generation than me, Josh. Do you have a little bit of feedback on what skibbity is? שכל כך הרבה ילדים שרואים skibbity. It was on the news, you know, the guy from Tel Aviv, when there was a Kadbam hit, did you see that guy? He was interviewed on TV, and then he was like, the interviewer's talking to him, he was like, skibbity toilet. And the guy's like, what? He's like, yeah, we're all good, skibbity toilet. Something that the video went viral. So there's like a lot of like weird slang that's going on. אם אתם מעל גיל 20, I will tell you guys, like, literally forget about it. So let's move on to some British slang. What do you reckon about it, Josh?
What does reckon even mean?
Reckon's
What's a reckon?
Recognize.
מה אתה חושב?
What do you reckon? It's like, reckon. Okay, that's also a sort of British slang, no?
It is. That is entirely Anglo-Saxon.
Anglo-Saxon. Okay, אז בוא נדבר קצת סלנג אנגלו-סקסון, בריטי, אנגלית, דרום אפריקאים, אוסטרלי. אוקיי, אני הולך להיכנס עכשיו, אנחנו נשנה קצת את הפורמט של הפודקאסט. כן. אני הולך להגיד לך מילה שהיא סלנג בריטי מוכר, אוסטרלי, ואתה הולך להגיד לי, ג'וש, כאמריקאי, מה זה אומר? What do you think it means? This is actually quite a fun game. אתם גם בבית, או באוטו, או בעבודה, או בחוף הים, או במטוס, or wherever you are, wherever God may find you, you will try to interpret what we're saying and try to understand the slang, לנסות להבין אותו, שזה גם מאוד מאוד נחמד, and this is pretty common, משתמשים בזה הרבה באנגליה. אז let's go. Josh, אל תסתכל על הרשימה שלי. Don't cheat, don't be a cheat.
Looking, there's a beautiful view.
All right, let's do cheeky. What is cheeky?
I know cheeky. So a cheek, first of all, is a lechi. And a cheek is, cheeky is, I think, like, I think of cheeky, I think of like maybe when you like hit someone on the face a little bit, like not like slap, not like kafa kafe, but like a small kafa on the face. Like a cheeky, like להיות כזה, לא יודע, חצוף כזה.
אוקיי, אז כן, that's a good guess. זה כאילו חצוף, אבל בצורה חמודה, בצורה endearing, in a loving way. It's like an impudent or irreverent person, but in a like a very endearing sort of way. So that's endearing. Endearing בצורה חביבה. Okay, בצורה חביבה. Okay. All right, let's do the next one. What is gutted?
Gutted. So the first, I know it's not chiyuvi, it's definitely shlili, negative, because a gut is your איברים,
your internals,
your your kaved, your beten, all those things. And to gut something, like
להוציא את הפנים שלו.
is like להוציא את הכל. So to be gutted is like קיבלת את הפעולה הזאת.
כאילו בטחו אותך כמו דג, they took your stuff, your internals out.
Gutted means that your self-esteem or your self-confidence, your bitachon etzmi, has been ruined. Someone
that's extreme.
No, it's not extreme.
It's all it means is I'm disappointed. I'm gutted. It is very, very used actually in the UK, Australia, and in South Africa. I think if you're feeling bad or you're very disappointed, you'll say I'm gutted. It's not disappointed. I'm gutted. Horrible. All right, let's do the next one, which is very famous in the UK. What is a fag?
Are you saying that for real? Okay, well, in English, that's a klala.
Correct.
That's not a good word. We don't say that word.
Okay.
Politically correct or not, it's just not a nice thing to say.
But in England, what is a fag?
I believe it's a cigarette.
It's a cigarette. Can you give me a fag?
Yeah.
All right.
It sounds very
it's very English.
It sounds very unpleasant to my ears as an American speaker.
What is, to your American ears, what does the lu mean?
Oh, well, we joke about this because we have this word. We've heard British people say it's kind of an older word, so there's a joke. I mean, when you need to go to the bathroom, if I know it, sometimes it's mevich just to say I need to go to the bathroom, right? So you kind of play it up, or like, and you say it like you're a British person. I'm going to the loo.
It's very in a posh way. אם אתה רוצה לשמוע פוש, תגידו, excuse me, I need to go to the loo. Where is the loo?
Where's the loo?
All right, next one, Muppet.
A Muppet. A Muppet is like a puppet that it looks like an animal, I think.
So if you would say to someone, this guy's such a Muppet, he's a Muppet, what does that mean? What do you think you're referring to?
I think it means that someone has their hand up his ass.
Has their hand up his ass. Okay, so a Muppet means an idiot or someone who's just plainly incompetent. So you would say he's a Muppet. All right, next one. Okay, and we're going to do like 2-3 more. We'll try to get in the next few minutes, 1 or 2 more. Yeah. What is to leg it? Leg it.
To leg it?
To leg it. Leg it. Like legs. Leg it. Regulate. Like,
so to walk.
To leg it is to run away. Let's leg it. These are very, very common, Josh. How many of Americans don't know these? This is weird.
Well, it sounds like le regel et La regel et to leg it.
Yeah, to leg it.
La regel et
That's exactly. That's the literal translation.
Sounds like la lefet. Like,
okay.
Leg it.
What is pickish?
Pickish. Someone who is a bariran. No? Like some.
If I say to you, I'll give you an example. עכשיו ניתן לך בהקשר משפט. You try and figure out because you're off completely.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I'm off.
The cookies that you bought look nice, look delicious. Can I have one? I'm feeling peckish.
I'm feeling a little bit hungry.
Perfect.
Peckish. I heard piggish. But then like a piggy.
A peckish. Okay, sorry, that's like.
Oh, so peck is what birds do.
Yeah, pecking. So yeah, it comes from the word pecking from a bird.
What does a peck do? What does a bird do?
A bird pecks with its beak. Can be like peck at a tree or peck at food.
But what's the paul in Hebrew?
איך אומרים את זה בעברית? זה כמו שהציפור עושה עם הביק שלה, עם הפה, ולוקחת גרעינים ודברים כאלה. So she's pecking away.
I remember when my sister was very young, we were at the zoo in America, and we had seeds, garinim, and we were feeding the birds, and she didn't throw the seeds, she just had the seeds in her hand, and the bird pecked her in the hand really hard, and she bled. And
okay.
I saw that trauma.
All right, we have 2 more, and let's do them fast because we're running out of time. The producers are getting angry.
Yeah.
All right, let's do two more and we'll get this done. Quid
is money, dollars.
Quid is money, British pound, that's money. Usually pound in British currency. What is kappa?
A kappa is a police officer.
No, kappa. I want to have a kappa.
A cup of something.
If I tell you in the UK, I'm sitting down in the UK and I'm saying, let's have a kappa.
A beer.
It's good thinking. I like the way you're thinking, but it's tea. The British, like cup of tea.
Cup of tea.
A cup of tea. All right, last one. And this is one which is, let's do 2 more quickly. Nicked.
Stolen.
Good.
Yeah.
Zonked.
Like stolen?
Exhausted. Anxiety. I'm feeling zonked. I'm feeling tired. All right. I'm actually feeling zonked. Okay, I came with a lot of energy, but this has zonked me out. Yeah. I'm getting tired. So it's time for me to get pickish, have my meal, and then maybe have a snog. What is a snog?
Snog? I don't know.
Snog is to kiss someone passionately. So maybe you should go on.
A smooch.
Have a meal and have a snog. All right. So I wish you guys that you guys go home, snog wherever you can snog.
Smooch you can smooch.
Smooch wherever you can smooch, be peckish. And whatever slang you're using, whether it's British, UK, American slang, Australian slang, just make sure you're speaking English correctly. That is our job.
Try your best.
Try your best at least. And if you can't, just speak the way you speak and be yourself.
Yeah.
We're here to help. We'll be happy to hear from you guys. Feedback about this podcast. What do you think about Josh's slang?
What was your favorite word?
What was your favorite word? That'll be nice. And we'll be back again next week. And thank you for listening. Josh, thanks for coming on again.
Thank you for having me.
I'll be back again for sure next week. You can come as a guest. Come again.
I would love to.
And our listeners have been writing a lot of fan mail. Begging you to come back. They've been literally writing, where's Josh? We love Josh. Josh is such a stud, such a superstar. He's got so much riz and charisma, and we just want to snob Josh. So come back on the show, Josh. See you guys again next week. Thank you for listening, and bye-bye.